Hello everybody and welcome to Super Metroid Sunshine Oddity. This is obviously by Quote and Vismund. It's their contest entry into the Zebes Winter Solstice Contest, and it's an interesting map name. Interesting, yes. And there is absolutely no music in the landing site. I will say right now, this is, oh yes, new HUD. Start with Spacer. The graphics aren't quite loaded for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know. That gets fixed when you leave or go into a different room. But yeah, anyway. Lots of very interesting stuff in this hack. Like teleport BTS. Completely garbles up your graphics, but it just warps you back to, I believe, the last place you were standing on, or something like that. And if you go down here, there is a missile. So yeah, I was going to mention lots of really cool stuff in this hack. However, and why is this? I didn't notice that before. The snow wasn't in front. Yes, there is a however. I will say this hack probably would have won this competition. Or at least got my vote, I guess I should say. Doesn't mean it would win. But it would have... Good lord. It would have got my vote if they had started sooner. They decided to start this really late. So they ended up not having a lot of time for... They were rushing at the end, which is why there was that map title, because I was telling them they would be late and all that fun stuff. So yeah. And no, I don't want to save because this is the 1.1 patch and saving still works things up. Oh, yes, I get to that heads-up display a little bit more later. So yeah, there are a ton of bugs in this hack. And that's why there's already this 1.1 patch, because people could beat the original patch because they forgot to change an enemy vulnerability, which we'll come across. But thankfully that's been fixed, and Spacer's now fixed. So yes, but there are lots of neat things in here. It's not just the heads-up display, it's not just teleport BTS, and there's slowdown in here for some reason. It's like in just that one spot too, which is really weird. I guess they have a lot of enemies off screen there or something. That would be my guess. And now we are taking the elevator down to stuff Vismund built. And even a little thing by Metaquarius, the music from the Metroid Prime Crash Frigate. Probably the best music in Metroid Prime. Probably my favorite anyway. Definitely works well here. And the reef looks... I mean, that's what it's supposed to be, it's a reef. And these things, very interesting things. Yes, and the heads-up display. When you're changing your stuff, you have to hold select. I believe it's select. That's what it's set out to normally. I don't quite know because I'm using a keyboard, so I don't remember what it equates to. But you hold the button, it freezes Samus in place while you change stuff. And I thought this was a little bit of a bug, but apparently it was intentional. Because like with the HUD I have for Fear, everything pauses and stuff, so that's sort of what I'm used to when you go switching between stuff. But apparently Quote felt that that was made things a bit too easy, because then you could just go to change your beam and everything would pause. It would give you time to like plan your next move or whatever. So we wanted to make it so that the enemies kept moving but you didn't. So I guess that was their plan. Not really sure I agree with that, but that's what they did. So we got the reef visually, and there actually was snow outside too, so that's pretty interesting. Reef, not at all what you think of when you think of winter, but I guess it's there. That's what they did. Get through this stuff. Oh, so yeah, that one little thingy I collect that said missile recharge complete or whatever, that message is wrong, by the way. You can just sort of ignore that. That is actually one of 4 keys, and if you notice just up there, said achievement unlocked. Quote is eventually planning, wasn't able to fully implement it in here. He just got it to say, you know, oh hey, achievement unlocked. He has a plan in the future to actually make it so you can see what the achievements are on the pause menu, sort of like a third pause menu thing. And these here are the enemies, as you're supposed to need all the keys to pass them. So obviously they're pushing you back. See if it changes a little bit. And we can't quite get through. Hooray. However, we can't do anything though. So we have to look for more keys. In the first patch, those things were weak to bombs. So I know a couple of people just went pretty much straight there right at the beginning like this and bombed the things and destroyed them and got through. So, hooray for bugs, right? And the reef is actually quite large. This hack actually, I believe, is the largest of all the entries. It's not bad for starting 3 weeks before ended up having to beat the deadline. Although, like I said, I really wish they had decided to start this earlier, because this one, they had a lot of plans for stuff. They had obviously part of the achievement thing implemented. They have some other stuff implemented, but not fully realized. There's a special item we're going to get later that they had planned that if you got it and found something or other, you would have a different ending. So they had all of this stuff, it's just they didn't have enough time to implement it, and they ended up with this hack, which already has the 1.1 patch, because the first one was really buggy. The 1.1 patch is still littered with bugs. Not quite as bad, but it's still an issue, so. And here's our second key. Now I will say about the keys, and there's bubbles in here, there is really no hint as to what they are and what to do with them. I mean, obviously the message box says missile refill, whatever, which is completely not the case, because if you use all your missiles and grab it, your missiles are not refilled. Oh, and I should mention, if you look up on the HUD again, you see sort of a little trophy underneath the green dot and a bow tie thing. The trophy are the achievements, so there's 9 of them. And the little bow tie things are your keys. I'm not sure what that was supposed to look like other than an X, I guess. But yeah, those are your keys, so got that in there. I'm not 100% sure if... I know they had 10 achievements at one point, and they had to remove one for some reason. And I am back at the beginning, aren't I? So I think you can get all 9 of these achievements, but I am not 100% sure about that. And yes, the reef is quite interesting visually. Sometimes a bit of a pain to see in. And you quickly learn that, oh hey, it's the purple reef that is the one that affects Samus. That's what she walks on and whatnot. But sometimes you get like the green and blue in front of it, and that I do not mind stuff being in front of the player, but it's something to get used to. So we've got some more stuff to explore. I will say that I think for the most part this hack didn't quite use its special items as well as the other hacks did. Because with this, you can get Grapple Beam, that's one of their special items. You don't need to use it at all. It's just there to be one of the special items, so that's really not much. It's like, oh, we could add in this item and have it count toward that. Never trust reefs. And more missiles. But I really do like the Crash Frigate music in here. It's really nice and it fits really well for this area. And don't really need to go up there. Good job, Samus. It's hard to wall jump on stuff you can't see too, so there's that. Very hard. My goodness. Well, I don't really think I need to go up there right now anyway. So over here, we have more interesting stuff. I guess it's not just the purple stuff. You got this weird looking thing you can, I guess, interact with as well. So you walk across and all that. And this room. If it's a suspicious looking one by one room, there's probably something suspicious in there. I'm just saying. And then this room is speed booster actually. Because I was confused at first as to why I could walk through that pedestal, the item pedestal. I'm not so confused anymore, which you will see here shortly. And this Chozo statue reminds me a lot of Redesign. That one stupid statue in Merodia. The worst statue ever. So here's sort of where you need Grapple. Although with the way their grapple blocks are placed, it's almost impossible not to get hit. And it's just quicker to damage boost across anyway. And here is why that item pedestal can be walked through. And I don't know why there's so much slowdown in that little spot. I don't know what they did, but there is quite a bit. So that is why this pedestal could be walked through. So you could charge your Shine Spark. Might have been better just to make it... Oh, yeah. You missed the slope, by the way. I'm not sure how you missed this one. But yeah, I probably would have made the pedestal just shootable myself. That would make more sense, because it's holding up a missile. It should be solid. But apparently they decided just to do it that way. And now a speed booster. It's kind of interesting what they do. I think it's this. You stupid crab. And that thing looks suspicious too, but I guess it's nothing. And this whole wall's suspicious because this shows a statue down here. It's not against the back. That's not quite what I was looking for, actually. Great. I found it alright the first time I played, and now I'm just going to be lost. Stupid worms. Eventually, we'll find it. At least it's not like this is horrible palettes and terrible to look at while running around. They did have, I kind of wish they were able to do this, just because it sounds like something I would do. Okay, thanks. They had plans for the reefs, because they have all these different colored parts of the reef. One of their plans was to have all of them just cycle through these colors so they're constantly changing. Which might have got very confusing for the player because then you couldn't tell that, you know, purple's solid and oh hey, look at all that. And that's what I want. But it still would have been neat. And it sounds something like I would do. To have these reefs go all Technicolor on us. So, all the way back here where I just was. You stupid pumpkin. Worms? Yes, I went up there. And hi, birds. That works. Alright, so down here again, because up there was absolutely nothing. And through... Get off me. And through the suspicious looking one-by-one room. Back in here, I should have done that right by Speed Booster. There we go. You have to find this, but obviously the map kind of gives you a hint. And now we can go get stuff and finish up this hack. Like I said, this hack is pretty expansive for this contest, so. There's more stuff up there. Thank you. And back here... Oh, I can't actually do this yet. Because I don't have power bombs. And there's an item over here. Actually, I believe that item index is messed up. So there's another bug I was actually unaware of. Right, and this is going to be Plasma Beam. No, it's not Plasma Beam, don't worry. This is the Dark Visor. That's how you trigger it. It is triggered with the item Cancel. You just hold the button down for a little bit, it switches over. I actually really like this. That little switching thing. Just keep switching though. I kind of wish it would just switch once and then stop and make you press the button again to switch it again. I kind of wish it did that, but oh well. This works. Now, I said it before in Equilibrium when he had the Dark Visor in the hack. That contest entry he did. But the Dark Visor is really, really cool. You can use it for a lot of potentially use it for a lot of really, really good stuff, so. I certainly hope it gets a public release here soon. And why is... Vismund, you left it plant solid. But yeah, I really hope that it gets a public release soon, because the Dark Visor is really, really cool. And I want to use it. Although, I'll probably have to tweak it to work with my own heads-up display that BF made me, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And up here, excuse me, this is, I still like that. This is where the last key is. And that stupid side hopper. That was not charging a Shine Spark. Thanks for following me, you stupid side hopper. And then on the way back, you could Shine Spark up here. Get yourself another energy tank. It's just floating in the ceiling. Excuse me. So yeah, that's just hanging out up there. Your key is in here? Oh wow, that snow looks interesting. Oh no, this isn't the key. This is actually power bombs. Yes, and something with the Dark Visor and with water. And I got another achievement. And this is not solid for some reason. But yeah, layering is really, really hard to do when you have FX effects or something with the Dark Visor. Because it has a really cool effect when the player can't. When it fools the player into thinking, oh hey, there's more than 2 layers here. However, you kind of lose that effect. Like with the Dark Visor, it pixelates all of layer 2. So any layering you see, the effect is lost, because then it's like, oh hey, that one thing's layer 2 there. It's just that layer. And you could see the pixelated thing. You could see it with water as well. And here's the last key. Our missile reload. But yeah, you could see it with different FX things where... Good grief. I'm around all this water in this hack, and I can't talk for anything. So yeah, be careful with layering and FX stuff, because it just doesn't look right when you've got parts that are all sort of messed. You can see little corner pieces and bits here and there where it's clearly messed up from not having, or from having an FX effect or something. It just doesn't look good. This was... If I can get back here and grab this. And your power bombs are activated the same way your beams are. You just hold select, I believe, and cycle through them. Something kind of weird about it, though, is you can only cycle going by pushing right after holding select. You can't push left to go backwards. You can only go forward. So you have to cycle through the whole thing, which isn't that big a deal. You have your beam, missiles, and grapple. That's all you have in this hack, but still. It's kind of weird you can't go backwards. I don't know if there's a reason for that, or if that's just how it worked. And there's nothing here. Oh. Welcome to the most tedious amount of grapple blocks you will ever find in a row. Why? Why? Also, nice tiling errors. Why? Actually, I kind of do know why. But I guess Vismund had made some more rooms or something that ended up looping back around. And I guess Quote took them out for some reason. I don't know. I wasn't working on the hack. I won't claim to know what they were doing, but that's what I heard. So now we can go back up, find that one thingy where those enemies were pushing us away from the door that opened backwards. And I'm not sure how many people actually saw this part, because there really is no hint for it. It's just there. And it's kind of strange, honestly. Would have been nice to have a much better hint. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do this. There really is like no intuitiveness to this at all, but the only reason I knew about the first time is because I saw Quote kind of working on it at one point, so that was an impressive jump. Good job. And that was an impressive jump. Oh, there's an item up here. Thank you for getting up there. There we go. Not that I need it, because their final boss is interesting. The final boss is like a stronger Deskiga. However, we will see something that makes it very much a pushover. So back in here, and I don't know if there's anything back here. Okay, yeah. You could see where he was layering stuff in this room, because which tiles are being wavy in the background and which ones aren't. It kind of ruins that illusion. So, just keep that in mind. Okay, so first things first with this. There really isn't much of a hint you're supposed to bomb this. So that's number one of lack of intuitiveness to this part. And there's a missile on the wall. Number two is coming up with the actual spot where you use your keys. It's this Chozo statue, which again is layered very strangely. Like, it's just a sitting down Chozo statue. You're supposed to jump into it like this. Obviously, this happens. That makes your things go away. Now I no longer have any keys. I still like that dark visor. So yeah, there really is no intuitiveness to that part. Like if he had led the player, had that path open. Oh, and here's your... And if you don't hold the run button, you get to keep your blue suit from that. Which makes the final boss really, really easy. Yeah, if he had just led the player to the, come back here. Yep, that was it. But if he just led the player to the Chozo statue and had it like one of the standing statues, that probably would have worked out much better. Because people kind of expect, oh hey, it's one of those standing ones. I should probably try and morph it in its hand, see if it does something. But instead, he hit it and had this sitting Chozo statue. It's not really the best way of going about that, I don't believe. And now that we've defeated the boss, have our amazing blue suit and all that fun stuff, we get into the bubble room where it's shaking. It's like, oh no, things are shaking. What do we do? Then you're back out in this place, and your ship is here. And that is Sunshine Oddity. The whole hack, although, again, check out that little 1x1 room, you might find something. And the planet explodes, of course, because we were walking on with blue suit or something. Because planets have to explode when Samus leaves them. And everything goes boom. So yeah, like I said, this hack, really, really neat. Some pretty amazing stuff going on in it. Really could have used more time being worked on. If they'd started earlier, that would have helped a lot. But since they didn't, this is what we've got. The 1.1 patch is technically not the contest patch, as it was released too late, but it is currently the most complete version of this hack. And might be the most complete version of the hack we get. So, anyway, lots of really, really cool stuff. Lots of new things. That seems to be something every time Quote works on a hack. There's a lot of interesting new things. But again, only 3 weeks they worked on it. We're really, really rushing at the end. Yeah, that's led to a lot of bugs, and that kinda hurts. It's like when you see, my goodness, when I can talk right, get my throat cleared. When you can see all these new things in it, you're kind of expecting, like, wow, they put a lot of work into this. You kind of expect that they will have a bunch of testers on it, make sure everything's working right, make sure it's all good to go, and not quite happened. Again, due to lack of time mostly, but just let that be a lesson. If you're looking for, oh my goodness, someone looped me. If you're looking at trying to make a contest hack at some point for any future contests, start early and just keep working on it. It's always better to start early and spend the last month or so testing and fixing bugs, because bugs are going to happen. Even my hack was finished really early. It was probably 90% completed within the first week of the contest. And it's still, despite all that, there's still a bug or two in the hack, and it's really annoying, honestly. But that's something you kind of expect from contest hacks, I guess, just because there's a limited time frame. So you can't quite expect a completely bug-free experience, I guess. But still, there were a lot of them in this hack, and that kind of took away from the overall impact of the hack, I guess. Still a really good hack. Really hope to see some of this stuff implemented in the hack soon. And like 3 of the 4 hacks, the item percentage is wrong. It's not right. It's 80%. I think the max is 20 something, maybe. So yeah. But that was Sunshine Oddity. So thanks for watching, and we will see you for the next hack, which would be SM competition, and boy was that a disaster.